We have got a treat for you guys today. We are bringing you the brand new community, Windsong. This has been a long-awaited community. It is here in Boerne, and the price points are what you are absolutely gonna love. Let's dive in right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, like Boerne, make sure you subscribe or tap that bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers, and my husband Steven Garza and I get phone calls, emails, and texts from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the area. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months away from making that transition, we would absolutely love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below, and yes, this is our personal cell phones. Call, text, or email us. We would absolutely love to hear from you, and we would be honored to be your realtor's choice. Now let's talk about Windsong. This community is located in such a prime location. Your tax rate is 1.79. Your school district is Boerne ISD, very, very sought after. And the HOA is only $700 a year. For Boerne, $700 a year is not a bad price, guys. And then let's talk about builders and price points. We have 2 local builders right here in this community. We have Scott Felder and David Weekley. They're both phenomenal local builders. They have some amazing floor plans to fit these 60-foot lots. And the best part about all of this, guys, is the price point. We're ranging from the upper 4s into the 600s. And when I say 600s, I mean you've decked your house out to get to 625 in this community, okay? So we've got same great price points, great builders. So instead of me talking about it, why don't we show you these beautiful models? Let's get after it right now. All right, welcome to the absolutely gorgeous Scott Felder model here in Windsong. Now, before we take you on this tour, I just want to give you a little update. The grand opening here for Windsong is next week. So you might see a few things, a few workers. They're trying to get this model spick and span and perfect for the grand opening next week. So just give us a little grace there. We're trying to get you the best and latest information right here on Lifestyles of San Antonio. All right, so as you can see, once you enter into this home, you have soaring ceilings. That's my ChatGPT word of the week. Super high ceilings, probably 22 feet, definitely 22 feet with that inside the trays. So as you come in, you do have a nice little office. I do want to point out this wallpaper. I know I've been talking about wallpaper a lot lately, but this almost feels like fabric. It's like a fabric wallpaper, like basket weaving. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Anyway, they've got some cool fixtures in here. I would still probably, if you were to build, I would block and wire that for a fan, just because an office without a fan in Texas is hot. But you've got beautiful windows. These are just picture windows, but absolutely stunning with the transom windows here. Talk about having the ability to capture this beautiful hill country view from every angle in this office. It's absolutely stunning. So as we come this way, I do want to point out this would be a wall here. This is your garage, okay? So you would not see this here. You've got a guest suite right here off of the front entry. With a full bath here, I do want to point out the shower on this one has a pan. So as you can see, that white, it's an acrylic pan. You can choose to do this or have a mud set can on the bottom. It's totally up to you. The cost difference is about $2,000. We just had some great clients, Hal and Karen, contract on a Scott Felder and literally just went through design early last week. So I could probably give you pretty good pricing on design stuff here too, but you can, it will come automatically with a tub, with tile, but you can upgrade to that acrylic shower for like $2,600, or for $4,600 you can do the mud set shower. So lots of options here. Now, as you continue, the ceilings continue to stay super high. So it just gives you that really nice feeling of open and airy and bright. You've got your laundry room here. Once you pass your laundry room, it really just opens up into an absolutely gorgeous, entertaining room. You have kitchen, dining room, living room, all in one big, great area. So great for entertaining. Look at this deco wall. Of course, you would not want to pay for this for the builder, but this is absolutely great. Very cost effective is the best word to say. Very cheap and easy to do that on your own, or to have a handyman come and do it for you. But it's beautiful. It gives you that shock and awe without the expense of all the tile that you see people do. I also want to point out no fireplace on that wall either, which typically models have the fireplace. But ceilings are high. Then you come in here, the kitchen, check out this gorgeous quartz, nice big island. I believe this is an extended version of the island because you've got additional seating here and at the front. Really big, really spacious. They also did the double oven package here with your little coffee bar. Let's talk about upgrades in this kitchen, because there are a lot of upgrades in this kitchen. You have your second row of cabinets here. Not just the second row, but you have glass in these cabinets and you have lighting in them. All I'm seeing when I'm looking at how gorgeous this kitchen is dollar signs, right? But they're showcasing what they can do and what you can do when you're designing your home. High ceilings. I love the double layer of cabinets when you have high ceilings like this. However, Steve and I aren't particularly tall, so we would not ever be able to reach that. So not exactly functionally makes sense, but as far as beauty, it's definitely beautiful. Now you've got gas cooking out here. Also a benefit for all of my Northeastern clients that come in. It's hard to find gas in San Antonio, so when you find it, it's definitely a win. You've got these great cabinets. You can configure these how you want. They did like a cream colored cabinet and then more natural wood on the island. And they matched it with this vent hood. Now this vent hood with Scott Felder is also considered an upgrade as well. It's a wood encasing. You've got a great pantry in here. Good size, not quite a Costco pantry, still a good size pantry.
What about the hardware?
Oh, so this is something new that I learned. Good job, Steve. Most builders will charge you extra to have hardware added to your cabinets. We just learned this week, Scott Felder does not charge you extra to add hardware. Now, there will be upgrade costs if you want a specific color. I think they have like certain ones that come standard and then you can upgrade them. But really the only builder in our area that adds hardware to cabinets at no additional cost, typically Highland, Perry, Brightland, who's now DRB Homes, they're all charging ranging from $2,700 to $3,600 for whole house hardware on cabinets. So pretty cool that Scott Felder includes it, right? So what else do we need to cover? We've got dining room off to the side. This is also another great feature. Look at all these windows, guys. Windows galore. They are also picture windows. You guys know I always hit on this. They're absolutely stunning. Look at this beautiful hill country view you get from them, but none of them open. They say they do it for energy effectiveness, which I'm sure that is 100% the reason. I don't think they're lying to us about energy effectiveness. However, if you burn bacon as much as I burn bacon, how do you get the smell out? You can't open windows. There's literally no windows here that you can open. You have a great slider door, which that could work. But that's the kind of things that I think about. Maybe you guys don't burn bacon. Maybe it's not a concern. I'm not a big fish eater, but I have heard when you cook fish, it makes your whole house smell. What are you gonna do if you can't open windows? Just throwing it out there. You've got beautiful sliders here. These are a little different, and we'll come out here in a minute, but just wanted to show off these sliders. They're a little different in that they open more like French doors, but sliders. But you can add in with Scott Felder the big 3-panel sliders as well. It's just an upgrade cost of around $15,000. So something to think on, but it is stunning. All right, so let's check out the primary bedroom. It is downstairs, so let's keep that in mind. All the other bedrooms are upstairs, but you do have your primary down along with that guest suite at the front, so 2 down. Check this out. Now this is what I'm talking about. You've got a gorgeous picture window, but you also have 2 windows you can open. We are in October, so typically in October, we have cooler weather. I mean, we are in the 80s today. We'll probably still hit the 90s, but typically once we get into the fall months here, especially here in the hill country, we start to see those gorgeous 70-degree days. And on days like those, you want to open these windows and you want to enjoy this Texas air. Now in December, you want to close it because it's cedar fever and it's terrible. But for those of you allergic to cedar, anyway. Check out these beams. Scott Felder actually allows you to put these beams at a very affordable cost. I was actually very impressed by how much they charge for this. Typically in a builder, when you're upgrading the beams, we're seeing anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for them. Scott Felder charged $3,600. So, and that's wood wrapped. I think it was like $22,000 something for just the sheetrock beams. But if you want it to be wood wrapped like this, which is beautiful, around $3,000 wasn't. It was not terrible. It was actually worth it in my opinion. So barn doors are optional. This is actually an upgrade. It comes with the little baby French doors, but you can upgrade to a barn door, and they do have a lot of options for barn doors. This is more standard. They had all kinds of different options, but it was an upgrade. Now, this primary bath is beautiful. You've got 2 separate vanities. I will also add that the vanities are the same size, so nobody can get jealous or upset. You've got a great walk-in shower with the frameless glass, okay? If you did semi-frameless, it would have metal up at the top here, and then full frame would have the metal here. But this is really great. I will say the tiles that they give you at selection for Scott Felder, they have a lot of good selection without breaking the bank. We've been to a lot of design centers, guys, a lot, and I will say I was very pleasantly surprised with Scott Felder's pricing and options that just basically come with that base price without needing the upgrades. Now, you're still gonna upgrade because you should upgrade. You're just gonna enjoy it. So like this, it is upgraded all the way to the ceiling. This is all extra. Typically, they only do your bath to the splash point here, typically. So all of this, and then even this special tile, this is probably level 22. This is probably very expensive, just this one piece. But this is one of their base tiles. This was not extra to upgrade. which is really cool with the size tile. And then this is what we were talking about at the beginning when we came in. This is a mud set shower, and they added the bench. The bench edition was like $1,000. Totally worth that upgrade. All of you women understand why that is so important. So mud set, typically your primaries come mud set, but it probably is an upgrade. So you do have a closet in here, and I apologize, lights are kind of off everywhere, but without being too negative, this is probably this is a terrible size closet for 2 people, let me just tell you. Steve's laughing because we could never do this. We would get divorced over it. I'm fairly certain of that. I think Steve would agree with me on that one. Gorgeous windows, however, get some blinds, because even though these are 60-foot lots, you can clearly see your neighbors, and they can clearly see you, I think is the most important part there. But I will say I have seen a couple clients, instead of doing blinds in here, they just put a film on it, so you're still getting that light, but you're not being able to, people aren't able to see in. Because when you get curtains and cover, you lose all this beautiful natural light. As you can see, we don't have any lights on in here, and the lighting is great. So I would probably just get a film to put on there. That way you can still get some natural light in for you. But let's go take a look at the mudroom on our way upstairs to show you all the great features upstairs. All right, so you have a half bath here. If I can find a light. There it is. Very small. I do like fancy wallpaper in small spaces like this though. And they have the floating shelf, which is pretty cool. I'm sure that is an upgrade. But you've got your mudroom here, and this would be your entrance to the garage. So if you remember we came in, that wall was open, that's your garage. This would be your way to the garage and into the home. So let's go take a look upstairs. Game room off to the side. Ceilings are raised in here, which I really like. Typically on a second floor, you don't see such high ceilings. Another thing that I really love about this, which tells me the architect who designed this has children, this is really set off to the side. It's not open to the catwalk or whatever we're calling that hallway where noise is gonna loft down into that living room. So it really is a great space. Let the kids watch some movies, play video games and Fortnite and scream at their TV. You'll still hear them, but it won't be like they're in the room with you. So, architect did a good job on this floor plan. Take a look at the bedrooms. So we have 2 bedrooms and a bath. This bathroom shares to the hallway and to this bedroom. So we're gonna come back to this bathroom. This is the bedroom. It's an interesting pink. I don't know what we call this pink. It's good size, secondary. Then you've got your bathroom here. Oh, that tile's cute. You've got a tub with a toilet and a door, so you can close that. That tile stops, I'm not sure exactly how high, but that is the standard. If you wanted to tile to the ceiling, that is where your upgrades come in. Whatever tile it is, they'll price it out to the ceiling. It's not crazy expensive, but again, that depends on the tile you choose. That's definitely a specialized tile, so it'd be a little more expensive, but it's good nonetheless. I do like that this door closes so that you could have your guest using the sink. You could have one child washing their face while the other one is showering. Just kind of multi-purpose instead of everybody being locked out of the bathroom while someone's showering, right? Double vanity. This is spacious. Let's check out the other bedroom. Here's your fourth bedroom. I keep forgetting that bedroom downstairs. So you've got 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs, including your primary. Great windows. That view is just stunning. Hill country views. That is what we are known for right there. Steve's stomping grounds. All right, so that is what we have for you for inside. Let's go take a look at this outdoor living so you can see how great this covered patio is. Let's go take a look. All right. Just so you guys can see, it does open up pretty well. So you still get a really good wide exit, but you could do the sliders that would give you all of that. So totally up to you. You've got a great cover patio here. This would be an extended patio. Now, Scott Felder typically gives you 2 to 3 options on extending the patios. They've got some really good options. So if I had to guess, they could probably put this out even further and make it even with the house. But their floor plans automatically come with the gas plumb out on the patio. You don't have to pay extra for that. The other thing I want to point out is there is hardy plank on this exterior back here. They also have an option to go 4-side stone or brick. So if you wanted to go extra and make this patio not hardy plank, you could do that. You also, on certain floor plans, not every floor plan, certain floor plans you can make these patios A-frame just like your primary bedroom was. Not every floor plan, but you also can do the tongue and groove wood on the ceiling, which is really beautiful, and that price on that wasn't crazy either. So yards are pretty deep. Of course, it's going to depend on the lot. This is a 2-story home, so it does not eat up the entire lot. They are sodding and doing sprinkler systems front and back included in this community, and they will fence it. They will not landscape it as beautifully as this, but they will at least give you grass. So what do you guys think? Drop us a comment, let us know what you think about this floor plan. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you have certain upgrade features that you absolutely have to have in your home? We love to hear about it. We love to hear all of you guys' certain, criteria that you have. It's interesting to me. Everybody has different criteria for their home. But what I will say is there are still quite a few greenbelt lots available in this community. Like I said, grand opening is next week. The greenbelt lots go first, guys. They are the first ones to get eaten up. There are only 150 lots in this community, and they're putting quite a few inventory homes up. So whether you're looking for an inventory home move-in ready, or if you want to build from the ground, this is a phenomenal neighborhood with great pricing because it's a very small and intimate community. There is no phase 2, no phase 3. This is it, just this little area of 150 lots. So stick around. We are going to show you the beautiful David Weekley model next door, and then you want to stick around to the end. That way we can show you where this neighborhood is on the map so you can get your bearings if this is the right location for you and your family. Let's go take a look at another beautiful home. All right, welcome to the beautiful David Weekley model here in the new Windsong community. Now this community is going to go fast, guys. So we are getting you in before they even do the grand opening, trying to show you these gorgeous homes. Scott Felder and David Weekley are in here. Y'all are gonna love this floor plan. This is a phenomenal 1-story floor plan with 4 bedrooms, lots of different flex rooms. So why don't we take a look? As you come in, you've got 10-foot ceilings. Definitely want to point out David Weekley's made a lot of changes to their floor plans. I personally am a huge fan. They've got 8-foot doors throughout, so you'll definitely see 10-foot ceilings at minimum, and then you have 8-foot doors throughout the entire home. It's part of their upgraded series here in Windsong. So as you come in, you've got 2 bedrooms right off the front. Take a look at those windows. I'm in love with them. It's just a great feature. So not only do you have high ceilings, which automatically make a room feel larger in general, but to have such an expansive window space, letting all this natural light in, super great. It gives you really great picture windows, and then you still have the ability to open the window, which, as you guys know, is an inner battle for me. I love the picture windows, but not being able to open the windows becomes a problem. So having best of both worlds, I love it. So you've got closet right here, and then you've got a Jack and Jill bathroom, Steve's favorite tile. He loves these cute little design tile, double vanity. And then you do have your shower. Now this is gonna be your typical tub standard bathroom. I also wanna point out here that the tile stops at 8 feet, more or less. I think that's 8 feet, maybe 7. Steve says 7. So 7 to 8 feet is pretty typical when you're building. So I do just wanna point out they have made this model a little more of what you can expect when you're building. Most people will leave their secondary bathrooms with the tile at that stage, but if you want to go extra, we have plenty of clients that love to go extra. You can extend that tile all the way to the ceiling. Just know that the builder typically charges you for that extra 2 to 3 feet, depending on where their standard cutoff is for the tile. But you can tile to the ceiling. I always tell my clients, tile to the ceiling in your primary, and then if you still have budget money in your design budget, then go and do that. But the primary is always most important, as always. But you've got a great secondary bedroom here with a closet. This closet's a little smaller than the other one, but overall, great size bedrooms. Also want to point out this carpet is an upgraded carpet. It's got some design in it. They definitely did some great padding on it because it feels like you're walking on air. And then as you can see in here, it's hard to tell because flooring has come such a long way. I want to say it's LVP, but it might be engineered wood. Either way, it's absolutely beautiful. I had to guess based on these price points, it's probably LVP, but it's beautiful regardless. You've got a 3rd bedroom over here. This one's a little bit larger. Notice they did a picture window up top, but then you still have a big window that you can open. I love that. I just love the big natural light coming in. They also chose to tile the wall with a textured tile. How do you guys feel of that? Comments? You want my opinion? I would have never done that, but to each their own. Tile on a wall just kind of weirds me out for some reason. There's just more grout to clean, dust. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Maybe it's yours. I would definitely not have the builder do that. That would be an arm and a leg. That's something you could do on the weekend. But you've got a closet right over here, decent walk-in, and then you have a bathroom directly across. We're starting to see more and more of this design, right? Like the wood-like tile, they're typically on the floors. They're starting to use it as design in bathrooms. But this is something I do want to point out. Sorry, Steve, I'm gonna make you go back in the bathroom real quick. This is what a mud set shower is. So as you can see, it's tile on the bottom, and then they tiled all the way to the ceiling. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because we've been at design centers and doing structurals for the last week with some clients from out of town. Hal and Karen. We're excited to contract on your new home, but that is something that we've always had to talk about. There is mud set versus a shower pan or an acrylic pan. Typically when you mud set, that is very much an upgrade, and then tiling to the ceiling is an upgrade. So while this is beautiful, just know doesn't come standard this way, all right? So as we come into the living room, I want to point out how the hallways get wider, okay? They are selling both 50-foot and 60-foot lots here in Windsong. This is on a 60-foot lot, which gives you a little more room on the hallway so you can go wider. It gives you more elbow room between your neighbors as well. Really great size lot, gives you really spacious one-story floor plans. Now I also want to point up to the tray ceilings. You've got 10-foot ceilings, and then that tray pushes you up to 11 feet, gives you a little more grand. They did the tongue and groove wood flooring on the ceiling. I love this. If you guys have been watching our channel, I always talk about how you can do tile or flooring up there to really give you that wow factor. They've done this. This is something I would highly encourage you to do as a DIY project on the weekend after you've already closed on the home. Having the builder do this is gonna be a little pricey for no reason when a handyman or you can do it on the weekend. The other thing that I would say, because you have two trays here, some chandeliers would look really gorgeous. But then again, I love chandeliers, so totally up to you. Now you have this space here. Technically, I think it should be like a formal dining room. They've staged it as like an office, secondary living. It's really up to you. You could have them put doors on this and make this a true office if you wanted to. It's like a flex room. You've got options for this room, okay? I like the location of it. But then across from this, you also have your laundry room. Now, what I want to point out here is this is an office because this is a model. So this would be a wall, and it might be your door into the garage. It's hard to tell, honestly, but most likely this would be your access into the garage. A 3-car garage, by the way. But you've got like your little mud set room and a closet. And then you have a beautiful, large laundry room. Now they also went extra with the little brick tiles on the ground. It is very pretty, but I can assure you it would be very expensive to do. This is also an upgrade, right? Like you've got no cabinetry, but you do have countertop here, which is a great folding section. I don't know if you guys fold in your laundry room. I like fold watching TV because I hate folding so much. So I would never really upgrade that. But you do have, this is upgraded cabinetry and countertop. You could add a sink in here. You could add all kinds of things. You also have additional storage space, linen closet in here. So great laundry room, plenty of room for an additional refrigerator and that type of thing. Question for you guys. How do you feel about the color of the trim and the doors in this house? So I'm starting to see this to become more of a trend where we're going more cream on baseboards and doors and going stark white on walls. Comments? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Curious what you guys think. All right, check out this space. Now you do have a dining room over here to the side. So you could use that other flex space as a true office and add doors on it, but you've got plenty of room here for a nice large table for Thanksgiving. And then boom, beams, guys. I love the wrapped beam. So they did a cedar wrap beam and then they stained the beam more like a gray color. I would go more brown just because that's me, but it's beautiful. Like it just really explodes this room, makes it feel so much bigger than the actual square footage of it. It's just phenomenal. I also want to point out there is no fireplace some of you watching this are like, well, duh, it's Texas. Why do you need a freaking fireplace? But some people really like it. So of course you could upgrade and add it, but it seems to me they chose to use the money on the beams and not tile that wall. They wallpapered it. So to each their own, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Then you have this gorgeous black granite. I wanted to say that it is leathered, but it's not. It doesn't feel leathered. It just kind of has that matte finish. It's not as shiny. They did two-tone cabinet. So they did this, almost matches the baseboards, like this creamy gray. I don't really know the color of it because it's not a stark gray, but it's like a creamy gray. And then they went with my favorite color, wood cabinets. But I think the big thing that we really want to hit on this for all of you that have been shopping in San Antonio and Boerne and realizing that we don't do gas cooking very much out here. This neighborhood features gas cooking. Yay! You don't have to drop a propane tank. You actually get natural gas in this community. It's very rare in San Antonio and Boerne area. So you do get that. I also wanted to point out this backsplash, right? Subway tiles, but we haven't seen them that big. It's kind of textured too. I kind of like it. That sun is coming in. Look at that. That's kind of cool. So really big kitchen, lots of storage, and then they even have a little butler's pantry over here, which is amazing. For all of you minimalists like Steve and hate things on your countertops, that butler's pantry is amazing. So you could probably have a door on that if you wanted to, because that is your pantry. So butler's pantry slash pantry. That's what you got. Now let's take a look. You've got a game room slash flex room over here off the living room. Steve and I were having a discussion on whether we thought this was good placement or not. Curious what you guys think, but cute little flex room over here. They chose to do shiplap on the walls, just makes it cute and playful. They put a fan in here. Here's my dilemma with this room. Personally, it's off the living room and there's no doors. Now, while you could theoretically add a door, you're building, right? You can add doors wherever you want. It seems like you would be competing with the kids almost, right? Like you're entertaining, you have a TV on, there's a TV in here, and then they're like, whatever. Or if you have teenagers like we have, if they're screaming at their Xbox, you want them as far away from the living room and your primary bedroom as possible. So those of you who have teenagers, you know exactly what I'm talking about and you'll agree. But it also flows into the primary. So again, great floor plan. I would probably turn this into an office and then use that other flex room more as a game room, personally. That's probably how I would choose to use it if this was a floor plan we were building. But great linen closet or game closet as they've used it right to the game room. And then as you can see, we just went behind that pretty wall, which now makes even more sense why there's not a fireplace on that wall. It's not an exterior wall. So as we come in here to the primary, you've got gorgeous beams again. They stain them gray as well. Lots of room. Wallpaper is coming in, guys, man. They got wallpaper on every wall, it feels like, in every model we go to. Check out these windows. Super tall. This is definitely 12 feet in here. Higher ceilings in the primary, but you have picture windows mixed with windows you can open, and then you have the transom windows up top. Stunning sunlight coming into your bedroom. Now, some of you are like, that's terrible, Katie. I don't want the sun coming in. I want to sleep in the morning. Then you just pick a lot that doesn't face the sun coming in your windows in the morning. But this is gorgeous. I would love to have this many windows in my primary. Let's take a look at the primary bathroom. You've got a double vanity, toilet throne, and take a look at this shower. This is like a never-ending walk-in shower. Also, take note, like I said, they tile to the ceiling. This is where you want to spend your design money and tiling to the ceiling. They don't automatically come that way, but this is where I would suggest. This is a very interesting subway tile that is textured. I kind of like it. I don't know about the I get what they're doing, right? Like the white walls, and this is the color they did for the trim and the doors. They're really trying to pull in that cream, tan, and white together. I would have just done it all white. It would have been so beautiful, but that's just me. Another thing I want to point out, because this never comes up, and I know you guys always, the good feedback I have is that we point out what doesn't come in a home. So I'm going to point this out. Upgrade. Niches. They build these showers without niches. So if you want a place to put your shampoo, conditioner, face wash, loofah, all the things, they typically cost $175 a pop. So they put 2 in here, which I do think you really need at least 2. Something that you definitely have to think about while you're at the design center, because it will be so devastating if you forget, and then you have to do a stupid, ugly shower caddy that goes to your 12-foot ceilings. I don't even know if they make them. I'm sure Amazon has them, but Steve and I have a shower caddy and I hate it. So I'm always like, man, when we build and I get those niches, I don't have to have those, the pull, right? So something to think about. It's $175, typically $125 to $175 depending on the builder per one. But I highly suggest, if you're doing a mud set shower in your secondaries or your primaries, you definitely want to think about that and add that into your budget. Make sure you are getting that added in. Here is your primary closet. Lots of room. Now, George, there's a window in this closet, but I think you would approve of this. It's a transom window. It's way up high. Little inside joke, guys. We've got lots of you guys that still watch us, and we are so grateful for you. But this, typically you really don't want windows in your closet, right? You don't want the sun hurting your clothes, but a transom window just allows some light in here. You can still change in here and not worry about your neighbors seeing you. But very spacious, great size. It's even got a shoe rack over there, or most women use that as their purse rack more than a shoe rack. And then Steve's mic isn't on today. We're having mic issues, so sorry about that. But this is the brain of the home. This one is extra large, right? Sorry, let me move these hangers. This one's extra large. They did the upgrade, did the pig panel. But as you can see, your modems here, they went extra. They got all kinds of surround sound, all of that stuff. This is all your brain, right? So everything comes in here. Again, you can choose where you want to put this. Typically, it's automatically in the primary closet. I have shared with you guys, I personally don't like it in the primary closet. So you can choose to move that, put it in, I would put it in the laundry room. That's just me. When you have your Spectrum or AT&T or whoever's doing internet, I just don't like strangers in my closet. That's just a me thing. You might not be bothered by it at all. I would prefer them be in my laundry room than in my primary bedroom. That's just me. Food for thought. Now, we've seen the whole entire interior, which is absolutely stunning, right? Let's go take a look at the outdoor living. All right, so outdoor living, this is definitely an upgrade if you want these massive sliders. But I will tell you, as Karen and Hal just decided on their home, these are worth it. So typically 15 to 20,000 is what you can expect to spend on them. Part of your structurals or design. But if you buy a house and just do windows and then you want to put these in after the fact, the budget goes closer to 30 to 50K to get done. So 15 to 20,000 to have it done during construction it's just worth it, in my opinion, if this is what you want. If you want this indoor outdoor living, take a look at how spacious this is. Absolutely stunning. Now this is a big one-story lot, so you're not gonna have as much room. These lots here in Windsong are not as deep as other neighborhoods. So if you're looking for low maintenance and not a lot of yard, this might be it, but 60 foot wide gives you lots of room. As you can see, possibly over here, this is the Scott Felder model. They have more yard because they have a 2-story home, right? So they built up instead of out. When you build up, you have more backyard. When you do a big 1-story, you typically have smaller backyard. But this is a great extended patio, lots and lots of room. Now, the other thing that I want to point out about this home is 4 sides brick. The other thing is this is painted brick. This is a choice for elevation, okay? Some people love the look. I'm not gonna lie, the look is really pretty, but in Texas, you're gonna have to repaint your home, your exterior, every 6 to 8 years, depending on how that sun is beating down. So you just wanna keep in mind, if you choose to paint your brick, it does come with maintenance, where if you just do a brick exterior, you don't have to paint it every 7 to 8 years. So while it is beautiful, I just want to keep that side note in your mind. Now, you can put a gas plumb out here. I don't see one, maybe I'm missing it, but you could always add that. You can always pre-plumb for a sink in your back, so you could do an outdoor kitchen if you wanted to. Lots of lots to choose from as of now in October of 2025. I would expect this entire neighborhood to be sold out within a year in 2026. There are 100, I can't remember if it was 100 or 150 lots, but I think 150 homes to be built in this neighborhood. There is no phase 2. This is it, 150 homes in this neighborhood. So if it's something that you like, and we're gonna show you on a map here shortly, this location is prime, guys. It is honestly one that I expect to be sold out very fast. People are eating up these lots. They're great. So as usual, the Greenbelt lots go first. So if you want a Greenbelt lot out here, give us a call. All of our information is listed right below. Steve and I would be honored to be your realtors and help you through this process, whether you're here or out of state. We do this all the time for clients, just like Karen and Hal that flew in from Alabama this week. We've got them on a home and we're starting the construction process with them, and we'd love to help you as well. So give us a call, but don't leave yet. Stick around. Let's go take a look at where this community is on a map to decide if it is the right community for you and your family. Let's go take a look. All right, so how about those models, guys? They're absolutely stunning. They've got a lot of great floor plans right at Windsong. So without further ado, let's jump into a map so you can see exactly where this neighborhood is located, and it will just help to decide if it's the right neighborhood and location for you and your family. Let's jump right in. All right, so here we are on a map. I've got San Antonio zoomed out quite a bit. I just kind of want to give you an overall view of San Antonio before we dive into the exact neighborhood location. You have your main freeways here in San Antonio. It's going to be your outer loop, which is Loop 1604. This will get you all the way around the quote unquote outskirts of San Antonio. However, San Antonio has grown outside of Loop 1604, but you will predominantly use this loop, especially if you are looking at the Boerne Fair Oaks area. You also have your inner loop 410, which is here. This will get you all around the inside of San Antonio. And then for you, if you were thinking Boerne area, I-10 is going to be the main freeway that you will use. It does come all the way downtown and then jets out east to take you towards Houston and onto Florida, if that is your wish. If you are taking it north, it'll obviously take you through Fair Oaks, Boerne, and continue on to Comfort, Kerrville. And if you keep on taking it, it will eventually start heading more west instead of north, and it'll take you all the way to California. You also have 281, which is here. This will be Bulverde, Spring Branch in this location. And then if you are looking in Boerne area, you will also most likely use 46. 46 is just kind of a shortcut, how I think of it, that will get you from 16 all the way over to New Braunfels. But 46 is a country road. They are widening it at the moment, but it is a very scenic, beautiful route. It also goes downtown Boerne. So it'll be 46 or River Road, depending on where you're at in downtown Boerne. But you also have Highway 16, which is also known as Bandera Road. Imagine that. It goes right through the city of Bandera and then into San Antonio. And then of course you have I-35, which is on the east side. That's going to take you to Austin and all the way up to Dallas and into Canada if you want to stick on it, or if you stay on it and go south, you will stay on it and get to go see all the oil and gas of San Antonio in South Texas. So these are just your main freeways that you're going to utilize if you are moving to the San Antonio area. I like to give you a quick overview of this so you can kind of get your bearings of where everything is. Now let's dive into Windsong. This is considered Boerne, but it is truly, when you look at it on a map, in between San Antonio and Boerne. We have Scenic Oaks, which is a big neighborhood, and Windsong backs up to Scenic Oaks. So the neighborhood is going to be right around here. We'll just put a dot in here so you can kind of get an idea. You've got Boerne up here. So you're 10 to 15 minutes into downtown Boerne. And then if you're going south, you are 10 to 15 minutes into North San Antonio. And when I say that, I mean the 1604 I-10 corridor, which honestly, everything you could need in San Antonio, other than the Riverwalk and your touristy stuff, is located right there at the I-10 1604 corridor, honestly. So let's talk about what is around this neighborhood. You have HEB right here at Leon Springs. So you're 5 to 7 minutes to your closest grocery store. You can also go the other direction on Boerne Stage Road and get to the new HEB at Fair Oaks. So you have 2 grocery stores that you can choose from right down the road at Leon Springs. You also have a Walmart. So if you are not familiar with HEB, you are with Walmart, you have both of those things within 5 to 10 minutes of this location. What I personally love about this location is you feel very rural. It is very Texas hill country. As you guys could see, you've got hills all around. It's absolutely beautiful, but you're still only 5 to 7 minutes from civilization and your Starbucks, because there is a Starbucks right here at Leon Springs. There's 2 coffee shops. You have a Starbucks, but you also have Merit Coffee, which is a local coffee shop. Great coffee, great scones, and some treats there. So you have 2 coffee shops there. You have a Mexican restaurant, Papa Nacho, for now. They are moving a little more north. They have a new facility that they're building out right now, but you do have Papa Nacho for now. And then you have a whole bunch of fast food restaurants. And then when you go a little bit down I-10 to the Dominion, you do have like silos and some nicer restaurants. There's a nice oyster bar there. And then of course you're 10 to 15 minutes into downtown Boerne. There are lots of really cute restaurants and bars downtown Boerne, along with some really cute shopping. So you feel rural, but you're honestly really 10 minutes from anything that you could need on your day-to-day basis. And then if you want to do some really nice shopping here at the I-10-1604 corridor, you have the Rim on this side, you have La Cantera on this side. La Cantera is a really nice outdoor mall. And you have anything from your everyday shopping, like your big box stores, all the way to your high-end Coach, Louis Vuitton, so Nordstrom's, JCPenney's, all of those things. It's really a mall, just outdoor. It's shaded. It's also open container, I will add. So you can grab a beer, a michelada, a margarita, walk around and shop with your drink. It's a great way to beat the heat because it's so shaded. So in the evenings, it's a great way to get your steps in and do some window shopping and some day drinking. That's what Steve and I like to do occasionally. So that is also a great thing. You also have some fun stuff like Andretti over here, which is going to be your indoor go-kart racing. They also have a really big arcade. Yeah, Andretti doesn't have a bowling alley. Main Event does, but Andretti has a really great arcade and all kinds of things. They have a zip line there as well. The kids really love that. But you really have all of it. You also have a new place called The Rock, which San Antonio has our own basketball team, the Spurs, and that's a really cool new location that you can go and hang out with the family. And they have a lot of like basketball courts. They do movie night outside. They've got lots of events going on there as well. All right, so let's dive in a little closer to where the neighborhood is situated. All right, so you can get to this neighborhood one of two ways. You can come from Boerne Stage Road, so right off I-10, you can take Boerne Stage Road, come this way. At this intersection, you'll take a right to Boerne Stage to continue on Boerne Stage Road. If you go left, it changes its name to Scenic Loop Road, but honestly, I think people call it both. So I don't think you would go wrong calling it Scenic Loop or Boerne Stage Road. I know that seems crazy, but you can see right here on the map, it says Scenic Loop Road here, and it also says it up here. So whatever you want to call it, it's either one. But you'll take this road, you'll take a right on it, and the neighborhood is somewhere around here. Let's zoom in a little bit more because there's a lot of neighborhoods going up in this area. If you haven't seen our Kaliza Reserves, this is also a neighborhood that is located, they're literally across the street from each other, but very different price points. So here it is. Here is Windsong. As you can see, we've got Windsong right here, this little stretch of homes. And then you have Kaliza Reserve right here. So Kaliza Reserve, make sure you check that video out. It's a great one. You have Chesmar and Toll Brothers in Kaliza Reserve, but your price points are 800 plus in that, and they are half-acre lots. Then you have obviously Windsong, which is what we covered in this video, Scott Felder and David Weekley. These are 60-foot lots, not half-acre, 60-foot lots, smaller lots, but your price points are ranging from upper 4s to mid 6s. So depending on the floor plan and the builder you go with, you've got a good price range here. The key that I want to hit on this, that I'm sure you're tired of saying, but I just want to hit home, Windsong is a small community. There is no phase 2, phase 3. It is just these 150 lots. Kaliza is a whole different animal. They have a ton of land surrounding it, so they will have multiple phases. Windsong will not. So if your budget is the 500 to 600 sweet spot, which a lot of you guys that reach out to us, that is a sweet spot for you. It is a great price point for San Antonio. If you're looking for a new build and you like the Boerne area, Windsong is a phenomenal location. It gets you into Boerne schools, close to everything, at a really great price point, where if you're looking at Esperanza or some of these other new build communities in Boerne, the price points are just well over 600. So this is a great community. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna have to clear this to be able to zoom out a little bit, but you have Windsong right here. This is your little community right here. And look how close you are. This is where your H-E-B and Walmart and Chick-fil-A and Schlotzsky's and Taco Cabana, there's all kinds of fast food right there. But right here off the Boerne Stage Road. So really 7 minutes, there's rarely any traffic out there. It is country roads. You only have a stop sign right here. So very quick and easy, two things. If you're going the opposite direction, you have Windsong here. You'll go this way, go straight this way, and then your H-E-B's down here. This is the new Fair Oaks H-E-B. And then you have a gas station. You've got lots of car dealerships right here at this intersection. But you also have a movie theater. You have Bill Miller's. If you like barbecue, you might run into Steve there because he's obsessed with barbecue and loves Bill Miller's. So you've got a Bill Miller's there, a Subway, and then if you keep going down this old San Antonio road right here, Steve and I's most favorite Mexican restaurant, most favorite, El Chaparral, is located right there. So you are like 10 minutes from the best Mexican restaurant in the San Antonio Boerne area. They have multiple of them, but they're good. All of them, they're super great everywhere you go. So I'm hungry, my stomach is growling, so that's why I'm thinking of food, clearly. But as I said, great location, great price point, and you just get that really pretty hill country view. I hope this was helpful, guys. Don't leave if you still want to learn more about our other videos. You've got our most recent video here. And then you've also got our popular videos here. So stick around, make sure you watch these guys. We've got lots of great information coming to you. Give us a like, give us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the latest videos that we have coming out. Thanks so much for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful week.